We're working with our customers globally to accelerate their decarbonization plans.
I'm so pleased to be here today to have this conversation with Mr. Al-Kaabi to discuss achieving net zero by 2045. As many of you know, ADNOC has ambitions to achieve net zero by 2045. And today we're going to learn just how you're going to execute this plan, sir. First of all, tell us about your investment strategy to accelerate decarbonization, to reach this very ambitious goal. How will you allocate both resources and capital to reach net zero by 2045, and all while maintaining a competitive edge in the industry?
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. It's truly a pleasure to be here in this event, and I had the opportunity to listen to the panel before me, and it's very insightful discussion. In order to understand the decarbonization roadmap going forward, it's very important that we understand the energy landscape going forward. So as you all know, many countries set a clear roadmap to achieve net zero by 2050, or some of them even earlier, some of them slightly later. But decarbonization, energy transition is going to happen in the next 20, 30 years. The energy demand from now until 2030 is expected to increase by 8%. The energy demand from now until 2050 is expected to increase by 20%. And if we project ourselves in the year 2050, as per the IEA, it's clear that all sources of energy will be required to meet the growing demand for energy. And oil and gas will continue playing a role. Renewable will continue playing a role on a more aggressive growth going forward. Hopefully hydrogen will be a viable and commercial option. So as a responsible energy producer, ADNOC, we've looked at the energy landscape going forward. So we have embraced a strategy where we think it's we believe it's very critical and very important that we invest in the energies of tomorrow, but also decarbonize the energies of today. Today the world consumes fossil fuel, total coal, gas, and oil, crude oil. Collectively, if you convert them to barrel equivalent, almost 250 to 160 million barrel equivalent. 100 million is crude, 70 million equivalent is natural gas, and almost 80 million barrel equivalent of coal. Then the big question to all energy producers, including ADNOC, what can you do in order to achieve these decarbonization targets going forward? We recently raised our ambition, and instead of our original target 2050, we decided to raise ambition, and our new net zero target is 2045. And many people will ask, why 2045? And here is why do we think it is feasible and technically doable. If you look at the history of ADNOC, very great history in terms of sustainability. We are the first company in the region to embrace nascent technologies. So one of the key technologies that improved our, I would say, climate agenda, sustainability agenda, was capturing clear gas in the early 70s. At the early days of ADNOC, we decided to take a leadership position in sustainability. We decided that flaring is not an acceptable target. Not because it is commercially very attractive, but because it is environmentally critical that we show strong sustainability agenda. So the first project in the region for LNG was 1973, FID, start operation 1977. Then we also embraced lower zero flaring policy in the early 2000. We embraced carbon capture. And just before my panel, Emirates Steel was here. Emirates Steel is the only facility globally with carbon capture facility. So we built that project back in 2016, became operational, and recently we announced two major projects in the carbon capture. One of them is from a gas processing facility in the onshore, 1.5 million ton of carbon capture per annum capacity, and then another one was 1.5. So collectively, we're almost 4 million ton per annum, sanctioned or in the process of being already approved.
Mr. Al-Kabi, this is wonderful, and I want to talk all about the technologies that ADNOC is utilizing. But first, I asked you about the investment plan. What is your investment plan to achieve net zero by 2045? What's your strategy? How are you going to allocate resources and capital?
Strategy in a nutshell, strategy in a nutshell is investing in the energies of tomorrow and decarbonizing energies of today. We allocated $15 billion in the decarbonization for the next business plan, and that will enable us to play a big role on ensuring that the traditional energies of today are delivered at the minimum carbon intensity to the customers around the world. We're working with our customers globally to accelerate their decarbonization plans. We have shipped a blue ammonia, blue hydrogen or blue ammonia to customers in Asia, Japan and South Korea, but also to Europe. So carbon capture, we raised our targets to a 10 million ton by 2030. Today we have already an approved approved projects of 4 million tons. We're investing in renewable energy through Masdar, taking the company from 24 gigawatt capacity today to 100 gigawatt by 2030. We're electrifying all our operation, onshore and offshore, and we are achieving one of the best carbon intensity in the industry at 7 kilogram per barrel, 7 kilograms CO2 per barrel, which is one of the lowest globally. So again, in a nutshell, strategy is to ensure that we deliver the minimum carbon intensive projects in the market, but also invest more on the new technologies and the energies of tomorrow.
So $15 billion within the term of your next business plan. Until what year?
That's in the next 5 years. We have allocated 15 billion, but there are also a lot of, let me call them emerging technologies, yet to be proven, yet to be commercially proven, and that will open the door to invest more and double down more on the low carbon solutions.
So you are investing tens of billions of dollars in future energy while also investing in traditional oil and gas. How do you ensure ROI on these investments? These are huge numbers we're talking about. How do you ensure return on these investments?
Well, look at our thesis is very clear. These projects need to make a commercial sense. First of all, they are also reflecting a responsible energy, and they are also showing a leadership in our sector. Plus, with time, because of the climate agenda, I think we need to ensure that these projects deliver the right product to the customers. So I can assure you that there are a lot of focus on delivering the right projects, but also with an acceptable return. And I will take this opportunity to highlight the early days of solar. When Abu Dhabi built a renewable energy platform back in 2006, many people were skeptical about the potential and the return you can expect or you anticipate to get from renewable energy. I remember also the first solar project in the region was here, and the cost was in the range of 40 cents per kilowatt hour. We managed to drop the solar cost to around 1.4 cents per kilowatt hour. That's significant. So investing on these technologies today, on the new energies, maybe some of them, maybe some of them are not very attractive commercially, but with time, we strongly believe that with the advancement technology, with the advancement in decarbonization agenda and policies, they will become very, very commercially attractive. And let's remember also, as ADNOC, we don't build our business on a quarter to quarter. We have a clear vision of the future. We understand the landscape very clearly, and we invest on the technology that will definitely be part of the future energy mix. So I have no doubt that all these investments and these billions of dollars, they will be commercially rewarding, and they will help us address the requirement by our customers to decarbonize their activities.
Tell us a little bit more about the technologies that ADNOC is deploying to reach its net zero by 2045 goals, and the technologies that you feel are the most promising in the future.
When you look at the energy landscape and net zero targets, I think we were going to rely on two key enablers. One of them is policies, and you've seen the policies in US with the Inflation Reduction Act, for example. You see the European Union with ETS, you see CFD contract for difference. So these going to help. But equally, we should not underestimate the impact of technology. So two key enablers are policies and technology. And let me double click on what we do with the technology. We're testing a lot of technologies on the decarbonization, carbon sequestration and mineralization. That's an up and running project. Hopefully by later this year, we will be in a position to update the result of that technology. We're testing geothermal potential for not necessarily power generation, but for district cooling. And that project is about to start in Masdar City. We're testing sequestrating carbon on the Saline aquifer in Abu Dhabi, and that will provide hopefully a huge potential for carbon storage. We're, of course, the AI and all of that, I think that's definitely part of our DNA. But let me share with you one interesting story. In May of this year, we held the first climate tech event in the region. It was a great success, but we had not launched a decarbonization challenge with a promise that we will deploy and we will fund $1 million into one of these winning emerging startup ideas. We have received 650 applications. And I am glad to say that one of the companies that we shortlisted is a UAE company. Is a company or a group of students from Khalifa University came together, thought about decarbonization, built their own DAC, direct air capture unit, and with a plan to mix the CO2 with rejection water from desalination plant and produce material that is suitable for construction. So it's really a great signal that young students in this region are equally interested in the climate technology and the climate agenda. And by the way, they built these equipment in their backyard, in their houses, and we're trying to see if this company hopefully going to make it to the final. By the way, we're going to announce the winner by December next month, and please tune in. But technology, I think, if I reflect back on my career with the energy industry, I joined the industry in 1997, and if there's one thing that never let us down, I think it's technology. It is unbelievable how technology is disrupting our daily life. Who would have thought 20 years back that our life would be revolved around smartphones? So let's project 20 years from now, and I have full confidence that technology will play a big role in addressing the climate agenda, sustainability agenda, and we remain, we just need to keep our eyes open, and I'm sure that there will be great technology coming from different parts of the world.
We definitely will tune in December to see who the winner of that competition was, and it just goes to show that you don't necessarily need billions, millions, or even thousands of dollars to create sustainable projects and to innovate sustainably. And I'd like to know about partnerships. They are crucial to the transition to a low-carbon economy. Tell us about ADNOC's collaborative efforts and its partnerships in the field of decarbonization.
Yeah, partnership is critical and very important. An integrated energy company like ADNOC, we do have the right balance sheet, we do have the engineering capability, the project execution capability as well. So if we want to accelerate the energy transition, I think it's critical and important that big energy players like ADNOC play a big role, and we are part of the solution going forward. So when it comes to the partnership, it's very, very important. So I highlighted earlier that we need to enable technology and policies, but to accelerate the energy transition, I think partnership is at the heart of that space. We have built historically great partnership with industry players. Going forward, we'll continue building these partnerships, but equally we're going to partner with technology providers, and there are a lot of examples in our portfolio where we have partnered with the technology providers to test and mature these technologies. Also in the renewable space, we have partnered with Abu Dhabi Inc., Mubadala and Taqa to turbocharge the Masdar. So Masdar today is 24 gigawatt, going to 100 gigawatt by 2030. So partnership is at the heart of that accelerated growth. So I see partnership everywhere, and without strong partnership in the energy transition, I find it extremely challenging. But I think to accelerate that path, we need more and more partnership. We partnered with the utility companies, by the way, to decarbonize our operation. $3.8 billion investments on electrifying and connecting our offshore operation to the grid, tapping into nuclear and solar. That came through a very solid partnership with utility companies. So I see partnership all over the place, and it is critical and important to accelerate the energy transition.
Partnerships are the base of the triangle. Thank you so much for joining us today, sharing ADNOC's net zero by 2045 ambitions with us. We're sure you will achieve your goals, and we will be monitoring ADNOC closely. In the meantime, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.